In this video, I'll be getting the Silent Hill 2 Platinum. Silent Hill 2 is a remake of the 2001 version of this game, which is widely known as a classic for its psychological horror, ambiguous storytelling, and its mature themes like self-harm, guilt, abuse, and even sexual undertones that completely went over my head. Although I've never played the original, it's clear from the feedback that this is a faithful remake, one that Silent Hill fans rejoiced over when it released. So after learning this information, and being a big horror fan, this was enough for me to strap in and see what Silent Hill 2 is all about. The Platinum requires you to get at least 6 of the 8 endings in the game. 8 total endings. It requires you to get missable miscellaneous trophies too, and just general story progression and combat related trophies as well. This video will be split into 3 parts. My first playthrough, my speedrun playthrough, and my final collectible playthrough, where I get 6 total endings in the same playthrough. So stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's just jump into my first completely blind playthrough of Silent Hill 2. To begin the game, we start with our main character James arriving at Silent Hill.
Dude, the details actually kind of crazy. Like, the stubble actually looked real there.
He's come to Silent Hill to find his wife Mary, who mysteriously sent him a letter 3 years after her death from a terminal illness, telling him to find her there. Bit weird. Right off the bat, the graphics are simply incredible.
Oh shit. And we're gaming.
The atmosphere is intense, the fog is certainly fogging.
Dude, I can't see shit.
And the eerie sound design definitely put me on my toes straight away.
I like the sound design early. Bro, like, I would never go here. Like, dude, I mean, this shit looks cool, but like, hell no.
We then run into Angela, who is looking for her mother, who is assumingly passed away. She also warns us about Silent Hill, as she says there's something wrong with the town, which is exactly what you want to hear.
Outlast 2, anybody? This is just me that gets PTSD every time I say a cornfield now.
Continuing along, we run into our first mini puzzle that demonstrates to the player that investigating every single possible room is very important, as there could be a key or an important item anywhere.
Ah, can't see shit. I just would never put myself in this position.
I make my way to the main street of Silent Hill, which rewarded me with my first trophy.
Oh, enjoy your stay. Don't know what I got that for.
As I made my way through the town, I saw a weird silhouette in the fog, which was, well, it was unsettling.
What the fuck?
I then continued forward to find a radio. The radio in this game plays static to alert you of enemies nearby, except mannequins, unfortunately, which I will touch on later. We then run into our first lying figure of the game, in which is a name I literally just learnt while writing the script, I'm not gonna lie.
What even is that?
In which James grabs a nearby wooden plank and allows me to put belt to ours.
Bitch.
There's a trophy in the game that requires you to get a kill with every single weapon type in the game. Those include wooden planks, steel pipes, handguns, and more. So we can safely check wooden plank off the list.
Bitch. Damn. 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 The fuck? The fuck? What? What do I do with that? What do I do with that? What do I do with that?
Moving through the town, I come across Neely's bar, which is where the first real puzzle in the game, the jukebox, is located. The jukebox requires a proper record, the missing jukebox button, and a coin to use the jukebox.
Okay. Do I have to fix it? Oh, so I want to put an actual vinyl on it. Okay. Pretty cool puzzle though. I do like that.
To find these items, I looked around the town for any note and any clue I could, which led me to these apartments where I had first encountered the roach-type enemies.
What the? Wait, they fucking hurt? What? How was I supposed to know that?
The apartments led me to this hole in the wall,
No.
which I thought added to the tension by requiring you to press the search button several times. It's almost like the game is asking you actually sure you want to stick your hand in there? Which I didn't know the answer to, but for a game like this, that small amount of doubt it creates definitely goes a long way, especially later in the game. Interestingly enough, what was inside the wall was the jukebox button I needed.
Oh, I actually needed that.
I then made my way to the music store.
What the fuck? No, come back. What the? It's gone. Nah, I'm looking at that. What the fuck? They could just walk in?
In which I found the other half of the record and glue, which I could use to craft the proper record required for the jukebox. I then went back into the bar, inserted the record and the button, thinking I'd completed the puzzle. But unfortunately, unlike present me, I had no idea I needed a coin.
I had a coin? Where am I gonna get a coin from? No. 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 What the fuck do you think this is? It's hiding behind them. What was underneath the car? What the fuck?
So I searched around further, found a cafe with a cash register, which lo and behold contained the coin required.
Ah, cash register.
A lot of these puzzles are either really complicated or are a lot more time consuming. Like this took me around 35 minutes to figure out, I'd say. The other puzzles may or may not have taken longer, who's to say? But I just want to give you guys an idea of what these puzzles are like and what I actually had to go through to just beat the game. Not even get the platinum, just to beat the game.
Hell yeah. Just give me a key or something. Well, of course it does.
After leaving the bar, I found the keys to the Woodside apartments, which making my way over and entering got me another trophy.
Nice and cozy. Yeah, if you say so.
When entering a new area in Silent Hill, you're basically going to be doing the same thing over and over again. You find the map of the new area, you save your game, and you find the new puzzle that's going to make you bash your head against the wall for the next hour or so.
Oh boy, this looks confusing.
Making my way through the apartments, I found a flashlight, which would be really handy.
What the fuck? What the?
I also found a new enemy type, the ones I mentioned earlier, mannequins. While their design isn't inherently scary, these guys will literally hide under tables, in corners of rooms, and sometimes in plain sight to catch you off guard, because unlike every other enemy in the game, the mannequins don't set off your radio.
What the fuck? Where's the comms, man? Trying to hide down there? Stupid. Fuck. That's pretty cool that opened the door too. W physics.
So the only way you can actually know they're in the room with you is either by completely shitting yourself.
Okay. What the fuck? Dude, those things are silent. Fuck.
Or listening for slight movements. And yes, I shit myself more often than hearing the slight movements.
What the fuck? What the fuck are you doing there? Like, what the fuck is that? What the oh my, Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ, these things are fucked. What the fuck? Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck? Where did you come from? What the? Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. A ripe apple. Fuck me, man. Something tells me I'm going to be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
And I was right. There was a lot of backtracking that I won't show. You're welcome. 45 minutes later, I finally find the location I was meant to be in, which introduces us to a new character, Laura.
Surely you can reach that. Ah, oh, you're fucking kidding me. Try that. You bitch.
I then stumbled across more small scale puzzles that had me still wondering what the fuck I was doing.
The fuck? Why would I want to do that?
I ended up making my way through this hole in the wall and followed the hallway into this room which had the handgun located in it.
There it is. We got the strap.
But then backtracking the literal 5-second path I just came from, things had changed.
Yeah, this wasn't on before. Where did this come from?
I then make it into room 207 to get this missable trophy here, which is for shooting all the balloons in the apartment for some reason.
Let's not party. Not sure why that is a trophy. Just wasted my ammo, basically.
The game then started making fun of me with this trophy here.
You never know. What does that even mean? Tried to open locked doors 50 times. Fuck off, man. Stop making fun of me, alright? I'm trying to figure this shit out.
I then found the secret room using the golden handle I found earlier.
What the fuck? Whoa. Huh.
Which had me stuck in there for a long time. I made a new character in the game, Eddie.
Oh, the man in the fridge. That's what it was talking about. I didn't even see that.
And finally, I have everything I need to complete the puzzle I found at the start of the area, which was about, I don't know, an hour and a half, just to find 3 coins. But then the pain didn't stop there. Now I've actually got to figure out how the fuck I'm actually meant to complete this puzzle, which I won't tell you how long it took, but all I'll say is I tried. But in the end, I ended up looking it up. I actually understood the puzzle, but the flipping the coin stuff is where I started getting really confused. We then grabbed the key from the puzzle from hell.
What the fuck? That was ridiculous. I don't even understand that. What the hell? That was hard.
And make our way to apartment 201, where we meet Pyramid Head for the first time.
Jesus fucking Christ, I was drinking. What the fuck? Fuck is that? Fuck this. What the fuck? Oh, why would you do that?
After the introduction, I walk through this red door here, where I enter the other world for the first time.
Fuck?
Which gets me a trophy.
Otherworldly. Enter the other world for the first time. What the fuck? It's the same apartment. But it's like reversed. It's like the upside down.
It's funny that I mentioned the Upside Down because the show Stranger Things was actually inspired by this game, something that I actually found out later in my playthrough.
What in the Stranger Things? I actually learnt recently that Stranger Things was actually inspired by this game. I did not know that, but I can see the resemblance while playing it a lot. I see a lot of where the inspiration came from.
At this point in the game, I wrote down how I felt about the game. I wrote down that the game felt really heavy in tone, specifically the notes about self-harm and depression that I was finding throughout and reading. The music when you start the game as well always gave me a feeling of dread, and I specifically wrote down, the atmosphere once you enter the game engulfs you into that feeling, which I couldn't agree with more. I also think it perfectly summarizes the feelings I had entering the other world for the first time. Because the other world is a hellish environment with rusted walls and sometimes even human flesh walls. The world is decayed, it's distorted. These sections were definitely some of the most disturbing parts of the game in my opinion. So now that we're in the other world, we have arrived at the Blue Creek Apartments, which is the other world version of the Woodside Apartments.
What the fuck was that? Who was speaking to me?
This area of the game is centered around this clock. To solve the puzzle and leave the area, you need to find the hour hand, the minute hand, and the seconds hand, which then deciphering this sheet here allows you to assign them to the time required to unlock the doors for each respective hand.
It seems to have worked.
Are you still with me? There is a H door for hour, an M door for minute, and an S door for Skeet Hansen. It could also stand for seconds, but I'm pretty sure it's a door for Skeet. Once you unlock each respective door, there are more puzzles inside each room. Each session playing this game definitely gave me a headache, that's for sure. We then find Angela again, who looks to be considering suicide. James talks her off of the ledge and convinces her to put the knife down, which I was able to pick up. Angela's knife is actually a very important item in the game for one of the endings, which I will explain more of when I get it. I then went back to solving the clock puzzle, which led me to the minute room, which involved a puzzle surrounding math. I'll be honest, this took me a good 5 to 10 minutes of backtracking, writing numbers down, following the math equation on the lock to be able to get the correct code. Once completed, it gave me the second hand, which allowed me to go to the skeet door. However, what was inside the skeet door was, well, it wasn't good.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm not trying to run from this thing in gameplay, I'll be honest. I'm not game. Like, what the fuck is this thing? Are you serious? It's an actual boss fight too. It's an actual boss fight too. That's no. Oh Jesus.
The Pyramid Head encounter has a hidden rule part of it. If you don't do any damage to him at all and just lead him around for 2 minutes, he actually just decides to leave. But I opted for the more logical route, which was to shoot the fuck out of him until he disappeared, which wasted a lot of ammo, but at least that thing was gone, for now anyway. For getting through the Pyramid Head encounter, I got this trophy here.
Did I just waste my ammo? Did I do the right thing? Passed. Sure. If the game gave me a pass mark, I guess I'll take it.
We then leave the skate room, which brings us back to reality.
And we're just back to normal. And what?
We then head down the street to reacquaint ourselves with Laura, who was definitely a bit of a brat at first.
What's a little girl like you doing here anyway?
What's a big dum-dum like you doing here anyway?
That's not very nice.
I've got a fucking Glock in my pocket. You better watch what you're saying.
She then reveals that she actually knows who Mary is, and knows a lot about the situation, and knows a lot more about the situation than I, the player, which was a little bit of a shock. Reaching the end of the pier introduced me to a new character, Maria.
Who the fuck?
I didn't realize it at the time because I didn't know what Mary actually looked like, but Maria actually looks identical to Mary, the only difference being her style and hair. Obviously the names are almost identical too. Maria is like the freaky version of Mary.
See? Warm.
Sorry, I got confused.
After meeting Maria, I was rewarded with another trophy.
Uncanny. Me, Maria.
In South Vale, I get this missable trophy here, which requires you to find the bowling alley and then interact with this pizza here, for whatever reason.
Is this the pizza? Yes.
We then make our way to Jack's Inn, pause. We then discover a massive hole in the ground, then get ambushed by a bunch of enemies,
For fuck's sake.
which then allows us to grab the steel pipe, the final melee weapon needed for the trophy I mentioned earlier.
Oh, you leave the plank behind. And you get a pipe. There it is. Been looking for this.
So it's safe to say I checked that one off the checklist too. After being chased through the neighborhood and aimlessly looking for a way out, we make it to where Maria was leading us in the first place. The strip club. Wait, what? Moving past the temptation scene, we make it to another garden where Maria drops some lore about some statue in Silent Hill. Boring. I'm just kidding. We then come across a movie theater, which after sneaking in through the back, we overhear Eddie and Laura,
Two if you saw it. Got this fatso.
Hey, what do you have to say that for?
which had me thinking I might need to get Skate involved, I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, Scrumptious.
How's it going? Oh, pretty good yourself. Pretty good.
What are you doing here?
I was just going to hang out.
But I decided to handle it myself instead.
That was weird. That was a weird feeling when they heard me.
Are you alone here, Eddie?
No. Probably just Laura messing around.
The little girl?
Hey, Scrumptious.
How's it going?
He's weird. I don't like him.
Moving along, we chase Laura out the theatre. We then see Maria awkwardly chasing after her in a way that made me come up with this crazy theory.
It's the same person.
What?
No, it's the same person, I'm convinced. She's a shapeshifter.
We then enter a cutscene which rewards me with a trophy for arriving at the hospital. So yeah, it only took about 5 seconds for the game to debunk my theory. That's gotta be world record timing.
Admitted. Maybe she's not a shapeshifter.
The hospital is where the game started to really do my head in, with the spiraling hallways, multiple floors of several rooms to explore, and several small items that combine with other items later on that require you to backtrack to open things up, which also unlocks things for you to unlock in other areas, which you have to backtrack for. This shit was fucking confusing, okay? Early on we run into Laura again, but to progress through the hospital I had to solve the combination lock in the office by counting people in these pictures. Yes, you heard me correctly. Naturally, since the hospital is abandoned, we have to turn on the power, which saw us heading downstairs for a small fetch quest to do so. Once completed, we can use the elevator to explore the upper floors. Once we arrive upstairs, Maria suddenly falls ill, which is a little odd, and she stations herself inside a patient room nearby.
Dude, look at the
You okay?
light going through her nose, bro. Oh my god.
It's nothing. Probably just a hangover.
Tell me she was on a 3-night bender before this. Are you serious?
Which then leaves us by ourselves. We then arrive in the director's office,
I didn't think I'd be able to go in here.
which houses the main puzzle for the hospital, this hand statue thing, which requires 3 wristbands.
Bro, what the fuck am I looking at?
I ended up killing my 75th enemy with a melee weapon for this trophy here.
Blind force trauma.
Shortly afterwards I found the shotgun,
What the? It's just here. Whoa.
which I could not wait to use. We then fall inside a wall, don't ask,
Ow.
to find the first wristband needed,
There's one of them.
but it turned out that I was not alone in this room.
Fuck. Not talking about it.
The wristband puzzle itself is actually quite easy. Just order the wristbands correctly and rotate them so the numbers are shown. The next part was not so easy. Basically, you have to order the books to complete the picture and then use the books to decipher the numbers on the wristband, which gives you your safe code. Unlocking the safe got me the rooftop key, which upon making my way up there, I found absolutely fucking nothing. So after figuring out the game completely tricked me and put me on a useless path, I decided to leave.
My heart stopped.
Yeah, that one hurt my heart a lot. It actually scared me so bad that I didn't even make a sound. My life literally just flashed before my eyes. Laura then lures us into a trap, which turns out to be the first real boss of the game, Fleshlip.
What?
Once defeating Fleshlip, I was rewarded with this trophy here. After the boss fight, we are now in the other world again, which thankfully is a lot more straightforward than the regular hospital. This area is structured around this box here, in which I could unlock one of the locks with the lapis key I found. The other 2 were combination locks. One of them was quite simple and just required to turn on a generator to reveal the code.
That's cool.
The other was a lot more complicated to work out. For example, I actually had to count how many times a light would blink just to give me 1 digit for the code.
It blinks twice.
I had to turn into Sherlock fucking Holmes for this game. And this was only on the regular puzzle difficulty, by the way. There's another fucking difficulty. I'm good on that.
1622? It's the equivalent of pretending to be a lampshade in hide and seek. Like, what are you doing, man? 1622. Easy.
After opening the locked box, we get absolutely fucking nothing.
You serious? Taking the piss.
But for some reason, opening this box reveals a mural,
What the fuck?
which is the next puzzle for this area, but it requires us to go down to the basement. We then collect our first ring for this mural, where Maria just magically appears.
What the? How is she here?
Turns out she wasn't very happy with me not checking up on her.
I was almost killed back there.
But who fucking cares? It then starts raining indoors, which was it was a cool moment, but it was also really confusing. Shortly afterwards, we find our final ring. Putting the rings on this mural opened up the door, which started to trigger some PTSD.
Jeez, this is like the fucking Last of Us Part 2 staircase. Oh my god. What's on the other side of that door? Not good things, I can tell you that right now.
But it also led us to another Pyramid Head encounter.
Oh, fuck. Holy fucking shit. Oh, he's quick. Dude, this guy's got aura, whoever it is.
After Maria's tragic death, I got a trophy for surviving the Pyramid Head chase.
Alone again. Damn, this shit's tough. I just get the feeling she's not dead though, because like, how did she end up there?
Eventually, after aimlessly roaming around, I realized that I have unfortunately missed a trophy. For this trophy, I was meant to revisit the motel from earlier and check one of the rooms now that we're in the other world, but we'll have to come back for this in my next playthrough.
No, I missed the trophy. Oh no.
We continue into the bar where we did our first puzzle in the game to find a disturbing note. I then get this trophy here for killing 75 enemies with ranged weapons.
No big deal.
We then approached a random phone which had no one on the other line, but magically a note appears which tells me how to leave the other world and then spawns a wrench in too, the item I needed to follow the note. How convenient. So I do what the note says and leave the other world. Unfortunately, not before I encountered a new type of enemy in the game.
What the fuck is that?
After entering the gardens again, we come across Angela, who reveals she no longer believes her mother is in Silent Hill and alludes to the fact that she doesn't actually want to leave either. After talking with Angela, we obtain the key for the Historical Society, which is the next location in the game. I then leave the gardens to find the motel.
Wait. Oh my god.
It turns out that I didn't actually miss the trophy at all, and I'm just an idiot and can't read a map. So I made my way to room 106 to discover a secret. A secret that I have not a single clue as to what it even means, but whatever, I got the trophy. We arrive at the Historical Society, which is like a local museum for Silent Hill. Inside, there's many paintings, one of which is of Pyramid Head, which, it didn't freak me out at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Do I have to go down there?
Unfortunately, the answer is yes. Turns out this staircase is just incredibly long. I actually didn't realize I was going down at one point. I thought I was just running in place. So I alternated between running up the stairs and down them, which made the journey even longer.
Is it seriously this long?
It turns out that this game wasn't playing any tricks on me at all, and it's just a fucking long staircase, which got me a trophy for reaching the end.
Into the abyss. Reach the end of the long staircase. So it was just a really long staircase. I thought I was being tricked.
We then find more disturbing images the further we go down.
Oh, this shit is creepy as hell. I love it.
In before we find a hole that the game expects me to jump down.
Yeah, jump in. The fuck? What are you waiting for? Why did it give me another option? If it gives me a third option, I'm backing out.
We then jump down and arrive at Palooka Prison. Yes, this entire time I was heading to an underground prison. Inside the cafeteria we find Eddie, who looks to have killed someone down here. So not only is he a predator, but now he's a murderer too. James questions Eddie on why he killed the guy, and Eddie scrambles trying to make up some fucking excuse as to how he killed him. If you ask me, he just did it because he wanted to. Inside the armory, we find the last weapon in the game, the rifle, which if I killed an enemy with it, will reward me with the trophy I mentioned earlier. But first things first, we enter the chapel. Why the fuck is there a chapel in an underground prison?
Ugh. Yeah, I literally just got chills. I'm not even joking.
And I'll be honest, I didn't like it at all. Inside the chapel, I obtain a weight,
Jesus.
which is for the main puzzle for the prison. The prison was actually, in my opinion, one of the more straightforward sections in the game, which not only did it not give me a headache, but it also made speedrunning the other playthroughs quite easy too. Inside the prison though are these new mannequin type enemies, in which if they weren't already Satan spawned before, they can now climb walls. It's just great news. I then made my way out the back of the prison into the yard to discover the main puzzle for this area, which are these scales here, and also found some gallows out here too, which will be used later. In the prison there are 4 doors: the snake door, the boar door, the ox door, and the pigeon door. To unlock these doors, you need to collect these weights around the prison and place them on the scales, which honestly is one of my favourite puzzles in the game. Each room contained another weight, which would be used to unlock the next door. To unlock each door, you need to use every single weight you have available, which by the end started to get pretty difficult, I'm not gonna lie. The first door you can unlock is the snake door. Making my way through here allowed me to get another weight, but more importantly, I actually got the armory key too.
What the fuck is that? What was that? Was I fucking tripping? What was that? No idea what that was.
which unlocking the rifle and killing an enemy with it got me the trophy I was after.
James of all trades.
We then moved forward to open up the Ox door, which gave me a new reason to hate the new mannequins, and the old ones too.
Oh my god.
Returning from the Ox door, I go to the boar door, which contained easily the best jump scare in the entire game.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck was that? Oh my god, what the hell? That actually genuinely scared the shit out of me. I'm gonna write down my notes, my facial reaction. That's what I'm gonna call it. Yeah, it's pretty accurate, I would say.
The puzzle to unlock the pigeon door was, well, it was a little tricky, but we got there in the end. But this was the easiest room to complete. Like, it's incredibly straightforward, and after completing that room, it appeared that every enemy in the prison had been killed, and I could subtly see in the yard there's no fog anymore, thank god. But now with the scale, I need to make it perfectly balanced, which was a little difficult, and it took me around like 5 minutes straight of just trying different things. Look, there's a lot of combinations here, but once completed, I collected the execution lever, which upon placing in the gallows unlocked a new miniature puzzle, but it's not entirely necessary to complete. Let me explain. So basically there are 6 poems. One represents Angela, another represents Eddie, and another represents James. The other 3 don't represent anybody. You then have to figure out which one of these poems correlates to who, and then use that noose that represents that character to advance to the next area in the game. So from my understanding, choosing Angela or Eddie increases the chance of the in water ending in the game and the leave ending in the game. But if you choose James's noose, it increases the chances of you obtaining the Maria ending. But I will be totally honest, I couldn't tell you which one I picked because I could never figure out who was who. So I always just guessed until I got it right. So after finally finding the perfect noose to neck myself, we come across 2 holes I need to jump down, which then brings us to the labyrinth. Right off the bat, we are walking down a long, dark hallway, which to me looks to be representing Angela's childhood home. We then stumble across Angela, who seems to be confronted by something else in the room.
What the? What am I looking at?
The game then throws me into another boss fight.
What on earth is that? What am I looking at? I'm fucked. I'm so fucked. What the? Guess I'm running away. I'm not fighting that. The fuck? Who do you think I am? Fucking Superman? I was just a maze. Uh-oh. I think they expect me to fight it. Oh my god. What the fuck am I meant to do with this? What the f? Whatever I'm doing is working. That was traumatizing enough. Speaking of traumatizing, every time I walk down a hallway in any game now, I just think that Jack from Resident Evil 7 is just gonna walk through the fucking wall on me.
Just go, just run, just go.
Huh. Jack Baker, welcome back. What the f? Holy shit, that thing got up quick.
Eventually the boss fight turned into me getting lost in maze-like hallways, and I ended up finding myself in a hallway that looked to be made out of human flesh, which is always nice.
Man, what is happening? Like, where am I?
After defeating the boss, we then learn more about what this boss actually represents, as Angela strongly hints at being sexually assaulted.
Don't even try.
By what?
Like you don't know.
What could I possibly know?
I see what you're doing. It's always the same with you. You're only after one thing. You could just force me. Like he always did.
No, I know that ain't what... I know she ain't talking about what I think she's talking about, surely. What? Hang on, whoa, you got the wrong impression. What the fuck? I mean, that's dark as fuck, but that's not what this is about.
Angela then starts to act different and seems to be talking about James and Mary's relationship. I thought she was waffling, but after playing the game multiple times and James's facial reactions, she's absolutely telling the truth.
Your own little Mary. Admit it. You didn't want her around anymore.
What?
Probably found someone else. No.
After the trophy in the cutscene, we make it to the main area of the labyrinth.
What am I looking at? Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, maybe I should not do that for that long.
Which we then run into a familiar face.
Maria?
Wait, what?
Maria! I thought that thing killed you.
Not at all, silly.
But the thing... It stabbed you. There was blood everywhere.
Stabbed me? What do you mean?
After the cutscene, a mysterious structure and cube have appeared in the main room.
What the fuck is that? None of this was here just like 2 seconds ago. What?
We have a series of puzzles, who would have guessed, that lead to 3 different rooms. The toxic room was really annoying.
I'm not even gonna ask.
I had those weird things that climb underneath the ground that I encountered earlier.
What the fuck?
We scavenged the area for 3 parts,
Like, what on earth could possibly be in this fridge?
which I was able to create a lighter with, which allowed me to complete the toxic area. Next, the desolate area, perhaps my favorite area in the entire game. This section has you climbing down a series of ladders that are numbered in your map, and has you going back and forth collecting new items to allow you to progress further. It's basically one small area in the game that behaves like literally every other massive location in the game. But like I said, it's a lot smaller and it's a lot easier to comprehend. Eventually in the desolate area, I stumbled across what looked to be hallways to allow you to loop enemies around like some zombies type shit, which had me worried about one thing, and one thing only.
Probably means I'm gonna be chased by something. And I knew it was gonna be this motherfucker too. Oh my god.
While being chased by Pyramid Head, I come across this room here, which gets me a trophy.
Oh, I hope this is the way. What's Inner Sanctum Man? What's Inner Sanctum Man? Find his room. Oh, and he's... What the f... He cut me off! What the fuck?
Shortly afterwards, I grabbed these wire cutters to cut the wire fence, which allows me to leave the area.
What's down ladder number 7? What the fuck? That was freaky as shit. Oh, that made me uncomfortable.
The next area was the ruined area. This one was just 3 different combat challenges basically, which was a little disappointing, but it was also pretty relieving at the same time, because if there was some massive insane puzzle I had to do to get out of here, I probably would have ended my life. After the ruined area, there was a sequence that honestly might be one of the highlights of the game for me.
Yeah, well, definitely not going that way. Whatever fucking happens here, I'm taking it. Yep, just let me out of here. Bye. Oh, thank God.
After the Pyramid Head scene, we come across Maria again, who seems to be actually dead this time. We then wield Pyramid Head's sword to use it to travel across the void.
What is this? Tell me I get to wield this bitch. If I walk through this now, does it open? Oh my god, it does. So I wasn't running through it, he was opening it for me. Whoa, this is cool as hell.
Then we arrive in a graveyard. I don't know anymore.
What the fuck?
And to hammer home the confusion and discomfort, James's name was also on a grave. Terrific.
James, what the fuck?
So I've got a question for you. Once you jump in a grave with your name on it, where do you expect to land? A, in heaven, B, in hell, or C, in neither? If you answered freezer room, you'd be correct. Inside the freezer room, we encounter Eddie, who accuses James of making fun of him.
You've been laughing at me all along. Ever since we first met.
I mean, I have been, but James hasn't though. Whoa. Fast hands.
And decides it's time to scrap.
You're not living through that. What the? What the? Jesus fucking Christ. What the? You're a psycho!
After killing Eddie, I was rewarded with a trophy.
A human being. Kill Eddie. Damn.
We leave the freezer room and arrive at a lake, but at this lake, if I sit in this boat for 10 minutes, I am rewarded with a trophy. So I grabbed my phone and I started to doom scroll.
There it is. Scourge of Toluca Lake. Spent 10 minutes out on the lake. Yes, sir. Alright. What were the controls again? I should have paid attention to what the fucking controls were.
Once I got the trophy, I started paddling my way over to shore, in which I arrive at the Lakeview Hotel, which is the final area in the game. Beginning this final area, I am jump scared by Laura.
What the? What was that?
Did I scare you?
Oh, you bitch.
Laura then reveals that she actually knew Mary and reminds James of who she really was, and not the way that he remembers her, which we will see in a short bit. We then find the main puzzle of the hotel, which is this musical thing. It requires us to find 3 figurines. There are many puzzles in this hotel. This last area of the game really felt like a final fuck you from the developers. They had me rearranging books to unlock a secret room that houses another puzzle inside. They had me rearrange shards of glass to, I don't even know, but it spawned one of the figurines I needed in another room.
Whoa. That is trippy.
They had me looking through the entire fucking hotel to find a light bulb, a can opener, and red paint. What do these things have in common? Great question, I don't know. We then find a note on a fireplace that gives me a key that leads me to another key to open the fireplace.
The can opener doesn't work for this? Are you serious?
Once doing so, gives me another figurine and spawns in another boss.
What the fuck is that?
But unfortunately, I didn't realize this, but this boss is actually entirely optional, so that's pretty cool to learn after I've wasted all my fucking ammo here. But anyway, after that encounter, I went back to the secret room, unlocked by rearranging books, and put the red light bulb into the empty light socket, which then reveals the code to unlock this briefcase, which gives me the key to the employee elevator. Do you understand how fucking confusing this shit is? Upon arriving at the employee elevator, I learned that there's actually a weight limit, and funnily enough, the developers actually expected me to willingly chuck everything I had in my inventory in this locker here and go into an entire new area with absolutely nothing. The basement was quite straightforward and required me to find a safe code, which to unlock it involved these coloured gemstones found around the small area, which upon chucking into whatever this is and ordering them correctly would give me the code. While finding the gemstones, I came across this missable trophy here, which required me to interact with bread. I'm not going to ask anymore.
Oh, we got the missable trophy. Get me out of here.
Upon opening the safe, I get a key to leave the basement and a videotape. This next downstairs basement area was really straightforward and didn't involve anything elaborate or interesting, which upon getting through gave me the final figurine required. I then attempt to figure out how to solve the music puzzle, which no bullshit was 10 minutes of trial and error. Once completed, I get a key that allows me to enter the hallway on the 3rd floor, which leads me to a room that Mary and James rented.
Truly special.
Which allowed me to insert the tape into the VCR and learn the truth about what happened to Mary.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's too bad we have to leave. Promise you'll take me again, James.
What the fuck am I looking at? What? Wait, did he? What?
Hey, there you are. Do you know where Mary is?
She's dead.
Liar. That's a lie.
No. It's the truth.
She died because she was sick.
I killed her.
Holy shit.
I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! She was always waiting for you.
What the fuck? Holy shit. That was, what a twist. Yeah, that doesn't feel good. Yeah, I am, how am I feeling right now? Disturbed, for starters. I'm also trying to replay back some of the game in my head. She did say something about, I think Maria said something about, like, why would you hurt her or something like that earlier in the game or something, didn't she? He literally fucking killed her. He's dark as fuck. The whole time he's been looking for her and he's the one that fucking killed her. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to feel. I just don't feel good. Ugh. Like, that was probably one of the most, like, disturbing cutscenes I think I've watched. There was a little bit of confusion though, because I couldn't fully tell whether that was her. I actually thought it was Angela at first. Obviously, he gave the confirmation at the end of it. That did confirm what I thought I saw. God, fucking damn, dude. It's just horrible.
I eventually get my emotions in check and run into Angela. Angela is too far gone to be saved and asks for the knife back, but James refuses. It's then revealed that the burning room is actually what Angela has been seeing the entire time, but James is the first person to be able to see it too. We then progress further and find Maria again.
What the?
This time she's been sacrificed by 2 pyramid heads. Wait, there's fucking multiple?
There's 2 of them? What in the...
After dealing enough damage to the pyramid heads, they sacrifice themselves and give me eggs. But more importantly, they also give me a trophy.
What? Obsolete. Destroy what you don't need. Wait, I did it? A scarlet egg. What the fuck? And a rust-colored egg.
You have to put the eggs in these doors ahead. If I enter the door with the rusted egg, it gives me a higher chance at the leave ending. But if I enter the door with the scarlet egg, it gives me a higher chance at achieving the Maria ending. However, it didn't matter which door I chose because I didn't do what was required for the Maria ending anyways. We then walk down a long hallway that reveals how Mary really was when she was ill and how depressing their relationship actually was.
What do you want, James? Just come home already. Look at me. I'm disgusting. Between the disease and the drugs, I look like a monster. Get the hell out of here. Leave me alone already. I'm no use to anyone. I'll be dead soon anyway. Why are you still here? I told you to go. James, wait. Don't leave me alone. I didn't mean what I said. Help me.
Bro, this is fucked up.
We then find Mary, but it turns out it's just Maria pretending to be Mary, which then throws me into the final boss fight of the game, and once killing Maria, I get my first ending of the game, which was the leave ending.
Ooh. That part of me.
Hey, handsome.
Oh god.
Sorry.
Don't be. I told you. I wanted the pain to end.
That's not why I did it. The truth is, I hated you.
What?
I wanted you out of the way. I wanted my life back.
Making peace. Reach the leave ending. Damn, that was dark, dude. Whoa. The main menu changes.
Now that I've completed my first playthrough, we can move into my second playthrough. My second playthrough saw me go for the in-water ending. To get this ending, you basically have to encourage James to decide to stop living. That's probably the most PG way I can describe that. To do this, you need to kill absolutely everything in the game, even stomping on dead bodies after they're dead helps. Constantly interact with key items in the game, like the photo of Mary and Angela's knife, which basically convinces James to, stop living. You also need to stay at low health for long periods of time at the game, but that sounded way too complicated to me, so I just decided to play the entire game at low health. Basically, everything that you're doing here embraces James's pain, emotionally and physically. I also decided to complete the game without a radio in this playthrough, which you can achieve by turning off the radio in your inventory as soon as you collect it. I also decided to speedrun the game in this playthrough for this trophy here. You need to beat the game in under 10 hours to get the trophy, which my first playthrough took me 13 hours, so I had some time to shave off here. So beginning my second playthrough, I decided to get this missable trophy here, which is for trying to leave Silent Hill at the beginning of the game. Next, I got this trophy for breaking my 50th window in the game. In the section before entering the prison, I decided to farm this trophy here, which requires you to finish off 50 enemies with a stomp attack. So I turned on this setting to help me see the roaches better, and I just farmed the remaining 14 to get the trophy here. I then completed the game in 4 hours, which is a bit of a difference from the 13 hours from before, but also well under the 10-hour threshold, but more importantly, I got the in-water ending as intended.
I miss you so much. I tried. I really did, but I can't go on without you. I can't forgive myself for what I've done.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill.
Faster than fog, because I beat this shit in like 4 hours. Only way out. The in-water ending. Oh, and radio silence. Complete the game without using the radio. I forgot I was doing that. That was such a weird ending, like, because I figured he's probably going to kill himself at the end of the game, right? Didn't expect it to be in that way. That's just so, like, just an interest. I just didn't expect it to be that way. Like, this game's been pretty full on. So for that to be the way he takes his life, I just thought it was, like, just an interesting decision, I guess. I guess the in-water ending was fucking very on the nose in the end, because he ended up in water. Holy shit.
Moving on to my third playthrough, I had 12 trophies left, including the Platinum. All that was required was to get all collectibles in the game, which resulted in 3 trophies. For another 5 trophies, I just needed to get all the remaining endings in the game. One trophy in particular was called Party Like It's 2001, which is for obtaining all the classic endings from the original game, because the remake actually includes 2 brand new endings to the game. I also had to beat the game on New Game Plus and complete the game using melee weapons only, which would be easier once I grabbed the secret weapon that's only found inside New Game Plus. So basically, all I have to do right now is beat the game and get collectibles. So starting off the third playthrough, I head to the graveyard at the start of the game where Angela is located to find a secret book for the Rebirth ending. Moving along, I could hear a chainsaw in the distance, which upon interacting with, allowed me to pick it up, which also got me a trophy. The chainsaw is insanely OP, which is probably why it's only available in New Game Plus. Continuing on, I get my first glimpse of the past collectible. There are 26 in total. I collected quite a few of these my first playthrough, but basically, these collectibles represent places and things you could interact with in the original PS2 version of the game, which is a great and faithful touch. For example, the trophy I got earlier for finding the piece of pizza in the bowling alley was actually a glimpse of the past, which references Eddie eating a pizza from the original game.
How can you sit there and eat pizza?
Moving forward, I find the Key of Sorrow in this car here, which is only found after completing the in-water ending. The key is used for one of the new endings in the remake, the Stillness ending. I then collected my first memo in the game. There are a whopping 68 of these that I must find, which I was not looking forward to. Hopefully I don't miss one. Later on, I grabbed this broken key part, which is one of the items needed for the dog ending, which you will just have to see to believe. Across the road in the jewelry store, there is a blue gem. This is used for the UFO ending. I then find my first strange photo in the game. There are 26 of these in total, and interestingly, there's actually a secret meaning behind these collectibles. I'm not sure how it's actually meant to be solved, but if solved correctly, these collectibles provide the player with a secret message that says you've been here for 2 decades. There are multiple meanings behind this. The meta meaning, which is literally that it's been 20 years since the original game, but it also hints at the theory that James is actually in a purgatory-like loop inside of Silent Hill, hinting at the fact that he's been in a loop for 2 decades. After grabbing the jukebox button from the hole in the wall, there was a strange sound outside, one that sounds like it came from a UFO. Once I heard this sound, I found this symbol here and inspected the blue gem, which causes it to glow. You need to do this 4 times throughout the game to achieve the ending. Once reunited with Maria, I ended up heading back to the bowling alley to collect the pizza collectible again, but also in the same room, there's a safe that contains a rusted key, which will be used later in the hospital section. This playthrough also required me to interact with Maria more to get the Maria ending. Not long after talking with Maria, I find the white chrism item, which along with the book I found in the graveyard, is the second item out of 4 required for the Rebirth ending. Heading into this backyard here allowed me to find the second part for the dog ending, which after after combining the two parts, created the dog key, which is the final item for the ending. All that's left to do is to find the door to actually use the key on. Inside the strip club, I needed to interact with all these different types of items around the room to increase the chances of getting the Maria ending. Once in the hospital and Maria gets ill, I am required to talk to her repeatedly until she turns to her side, indicating that the step is complete, which then stops her from crashing out at me at the end of this part of the game, but more importantly, increases the chances of her ending too. I then head to the pool area of the hospital and sneak into this little gazebo where I can collect this small chest, which using the rusted key I found earlier gave me White Claudia, which can be used for the second new ending in the game, Bliss. At the end of the hospital section, I check up on Maria one final time, which earns me a secret cutscene that lets me know I'm on the right path to getting her ending. I solve the safe puzzle, get fucked by Pyramid Head again, and completely destroy Flesh Lip with the chainsaw. Arriving at the Historical Society, I find the Obsidian Goblet item, which is the third item required for the Rebirth ending. Inside the hotel, entering the cafe, there's a secret room behind a wall, which I actually found in my first playthrough. But in New Game Plus, there is a book that spawns on the shelf, which is the final item I need for the Rebirth ending. However, I cannot pick up the item yet, otherwise it will force me into this ending, so I will have to come back and grab this later. We then complete the entire hotel section of the game, complete the shitty musical puzzle, and create a save that allows me to successfully stack all 6 remaining endings. First, we are going to grab the dog ending. So through the 3rd floor hallway door, on the way to James and Mary's room, I can use the dog key on this observation room to achieve the dog ending and a few other trophies.
What the? Why is he speaking another language? What the? What the fuck? Bro, what? I saw that town. I've completed the game on New Game Plus. The goodest boy reached the fucking dog ending? What the fuck? As close as you like? Wow. What the fuck did I just witness?
We load back into the save, this time going for the UFO ending, which required me to go through the 3rd floor hallway door again, head to James and Mary's room, and use the blue gem for the 4th and final time to achieve the UFO ending, which got me a trophy for doing so.
Whoa, it just straight up starts the ending. What the? Look above you, James, look above you. This is the shit that Bob Lazar saw, bro. What the? You're me. Oh, that's the original character model. That's actually cool. I'm the really. What the fuck? Look at the alien, bro. That's actually kind of creepy. Finn. Tinfoil out. I definitely like that ending a bit more than the dog one. The dog one was something else.
After that, we load back in, head through the same door, head into James and Mary's room. You see how repetitive this gets? Where this time I go for the Bliss ending.
So now we want to open my inventory and use White Claudia. This will make it all right for a special time, a special place. This doesn't much look different to the actual cutscene in the game.
Are you taping again? Come on. Promise you'll take me again, James.
I promise.
Come on, we need to finish packing. James, honey? Did something happen?
Everything's fine.
Where did bro go? Did he transport into the... What the... Interesting. Yeah, I don't think that one had a... Yeah, I don't think that one had a trophy tied to it. So that one was just kind of for the love of the game. I just did that one.
Are you ready to go again? We load back in, this time grabbing the book I mentioned earlier, which fully locks me into the Rebirth ending. To get the ending from here, I actually have to finish the game. So continuing past the depressing version of the tape, we get our final strange photo in the game. These actually stack across playthroughs, so this was the last one I didn't get in my original playthrough.
What the? That's not meant to be the last one.
We then get our final glimpse of the past for this trophy here.
I didn't get the trophy. Uh-oh. Oh god, what have I missed?
So, it turns out that I actually missed one back in the hospital. I actually skimmed through all my footage in my third playthrough to find which one I missed, and I found the culprit here. When grabbing the bent needle, I run past the room I needed to enter for this final collectible, and the worst part is, you can actually see my hesitation. I'm about to head into the room until I ultimately decide I didn't need to, when unfortunately I did. So I'm gonna have to do an entire new playthrough just to collect these collectibles again. You can tell by this point in the playthrough I'm absolutely flat.
So I've reviewed all the footage, and I've missed one. I missed one in the fucking hospital.
I turned the game on this day fully expecting to get the platinum. Instead, I was informed I had to sink another 4 hours into a new playthrough, just because I hesitated in one hallway. Moving along, I found my final memo, which got me this trophy here. I then complete the game, which got me the rebirth ending and a trophy for doing so.
You look so peaceful. Forgive me for waking you. But without you, I just can't go on. The old gods haven't left this place, and they still grant power to those who venerate them. Power to defy even death. Mary.
We then reload the save and go again. This time going for the Maria ending, which just required me to enter the door at the end of the game with the Scarlet Egg to lock in the ending, which then got me a trophy for the ending, and the Party Like It's 2001 trophy for seeing all the classic endings.
What is this?
It's what you've been looking for.
Let's go. Better do something about that cough.
Right. Oh my fucking god, man.
After this playthrough, I took a couple days to collect myself. My motivation was in the gutter, and my morale was at an all-time low, but I persevered. I stopped feeling bad for myself, got back on the game, sat down for 3 hours and 30 minutes, and beat the game in a single session, setting a new personal record for beating the entire game by a substantial amount, which while I'm talking here, you're actually watching the entire run. Unfortunately, this wasn't real speed. I wish it was, but eventually, I get back to the final glimpse in the past of the game and pray that I didn't miss a collectible so I could get the last trophy and the platinum.
I'm nervous. Please pop the trophy. Please, 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 please. Please tell me I didn't miss anything. Yes! Oh, fuck yeah. You made me happy. The last trophy did make me happy. That is true. That did just make me happy right there. Oh my god, thank god.
We are not done yet, however. I then used the key of sorrow that I collected in this car earlier to open up this safe, which got me this postcard that allowed me to get the final ending of the game, the stillness ending.
I tried. I can't go on without you. I can't forgive myself for what I've done.
I know. What's wrong, honey?
I miss you so much. I am so sorry.
It's okay.
Will you wait for me?
James. I've always been waiting for you.
He killed himself again? He killed himself twice? God, what the fuck? Damn.
Thanks for watching this video. This game was a genuine banger. I actually thought to myself when I beat it for the first time, how did I wait so long to experience this? But to be fair, I don't know where my PS2 even is, and the chances of me taking a gamble on a game from 2001 because people told me it was a classic was just kind of unrealistic, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm very glad that I gave this game a go. I'm so glad that this remake exists, and I'm actually so down to buy a copy of the original game and give it a go. So if you would like to see a video of me doing so, just let me know. It's a little different from the Platinum stuff, but I'd be happy to make the video if you guys want to see it. But thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next video, which will be in March. Resident Evil 9 is also out as you're watching this, and that is most definitely appearing on the channel, so stay tuned for that, and yeah, I'm done yapping. Bye.
Try to keep dropping it, try to keep popping it, Southside chopping it. I got the plug, I'm making deposits since you doing opposite. She keep on dropping it, try to keep popping it, try to she a geeker. Try to octane.